Welcome to Root Yoga. My name is Hannah, and we'll just jump right in. Start by taking a comfortable seat, please. And if the floor proves to be uncomfortable, which it is for many people, you can prop yourself up on a blanket or a towel or a block. You can lean up against the wall. You can adjust your legs in a different way. Whatever is truly comfortable for you. And if you're sitting with your legs crossed, lean into one hip and move your inner thigh back and apart. And do the same thing with the second side. Be in a place where your sit bones is the bony part of your seat where it's balanced. You're not leaning forward or back, you're just right in the middle. And then place your hands to the tops of your thighs. You can do palms up or palms down, whatever you prefer. Either lower your gaze or softly close your eyes. Take a moment to turn your attention, your awareness inward. Take a moment to really welcome and greet yourself. I find for me it's a lot easier to greet those that I love and really welcome them as they truly are than it is for me to do the same for myself. So if you can, see if you can greet yourself like an old friend. See if you can welcome yourself into your practice in all the ways that you've shown up. The way that you actually truly are in this present moment. Not the way you wish you were, not the way you used to be, not the way you thought you were going to be, but the way that you actually are. And in that way, this practice can serve as a place of solace, and a place of comfort, and a place of acceptance. Keep your hands as they are, or place your palms together in front of your heart. If your hands are together, place your thumbs to your sternum. And then with your inhale, lengthen your spine. With your exhale, keep the length of your spine but soften your skin. As you're sitting tall, continue to lift your chest so that you're bright from the inside out and soft from the outside in. Take a moment to sit and breathe. Gently lower your hands, open your eyes. Start on hands and knees, please. Bring your big toes together, tops of feet to the floor. Widen your knees a little wider than your hips. Look forward, sit your hips back to your heels. Then crawl your right hand forward, left hand forward, lower your forehead to the floor, a blanket or a block. If you can, crawl your right hand forward again, left hand forward again, and lengthen the sides of your torso. The energy of poses like child's pose, which is this one, and other forward folds, is the energy of going in, of introspection, of self-reflection. So be with yourself as you are, here and now, in this first pose. And I think this starting point can reveal a lot for us. Gently make your way back up to hands and knees, please. Bring your knees hip width apart. Spread your fingers as wide as they'll go and turn your index fingers to point straight ahead without narrowing your fingers or your hand width. Grip the floor with your hands and like you're still in your child's pose, lengthen the sides of your torso. With your exhale, round your spine, cat pose. And with your inhale, lift your chest, lift your chin, soften your upper back down, cow pose. Keep moving, keep breathing. And the very foundational side of yoga is connecting awareness with breath. In other words, breathing intentionally. The next step up is bringing movement with breath. The third step is breathing intentionally, moving intentionally, and adding alignment cues. At any point, if your plate gets too full, if you get overwhelmed, then you can return to just moving or just breathing. So then make your way back to a neutral spine, please. Depending on where you are on your mat, walk your hands forward or your knees back about 4 to 6 inches. Curl your toes under, lift your hips up and back for down dog. For this first down dog, widen your feet to your outer mat width and lift your heels so you're on your tiptoes. Then as if you were doing a squat, bend your knees so now your shins are more or less parallel to the floor, but your hips are still moving back. Grip the floor with your hands, fingertips down, index knuckles down, and then like your child's pose, lift your shoulders a little, then push into your hands and stretch your hips back. If you can maintain the length of your spine, begin to straighten your legs. And again, push your hands down, stretch your thighs back, but your heels are still lifted. Again, push your hands down and forward, reach your thighs back, heels back, and only if you can maintain the length of your spine, reach your heels down. That would be an example of if you get overwhelmed or confused, just breathe. Bring your feet back together, please. Shift forward plank pose with your knees on or off the floor, and the angle of your wrist is more extreme, so grip the floor more. Lift your head to the height of your shoulders, tone your abdomen in. Hold your pose, not your breath. Holding plank or do just one push-up. Lower all the way down. Uncurl your toes. Straighten your arms by your sides. Turn your palms up. With your hands and feet on the floor, straighten your arms and legs. With your hands and feet on the floor, arms and legs straight, lift your head and chest. Press your tailbone into your abdomen. Lift your upper arms, squeeze your shoulders in. Upper arms and hands, not the same thing. Stretch your chest forward. Lift the base of your skull up. Stay here, or if you have room to add on, lift your arms and legs, but keep them straight and strong. Squeeze thighs and shoulders in. Stretch your chest forward. Lower down. Roll over so you're lying on your back, please. Straighten your legs on your mat, bring your legs together. And draw your right leg in. Behind your right thigh, interlace your hands. And push your leg into your hands until your arms straighten or until your thighs straight up and down. Stay here, straighten your right leg. Push your right thigh into your hands. Turn your left thigh toward the floor. Reach through both heels. Gently bend your knee. Lower your right foot to the floor next to your left knee so your right knee is bent, and slide your hips a little to the right. Reach your right arm off to the right, keep your shoulder on the floor, and then twist your right leg to the left. You can hook your right foot behind your left knee, and you can place your left hand to your outer right leg. Look up or to the right. Push your right leg a little into your hands. Tone your abdomen in. Then turn from the left to the right and pull your right shoulder in toward your spine. Gently come back up. Realign your hips with your shoulders. Straighten your right leg on your mat. Bring your legs together and notice for a moment if your right side feels any different than your left side. Gently draw your left leg in. Behind your left thigh, interlace your hands. Push your thigh into your hands until your arms straighten, and then do or don't straighten your left leg. Push your leg into your hands. Turn your right thigh, that's the one on the ground, turn your inner thigh down. Then reach through both heels. behind your left knee. Lower your left foot to the floor next to your right knee, so your left knee is bent. Reach your left arm to the side. Move your hips to the left, then twist your left leg to the right. You can hook your foot behind your right knee, and you can place your right hand on your outer left leg. Look up or to the left. Push your left leg a little into your right hand. Tone your abdomen in. Turn from the right to the left, and pull your left shoulder in toward your spine. Gently come back up. Realign your hips with your shoulders. Straighten your legs on your mat. Draw your knees in, and for reclined child's pose, hold your shins or wrap your arms around your legs. Lower your feet to the floor. Roll to one side. Press back down dog. This time you can do any movement that you wish in your first down dog. Well, second or third down dog. I'm not sure which one this is. But in this one, do whatever you want. Lower your knees to the floor. Bring your knees together for this one. Lean into your left hand. Twist in your chest to the right and extend your right arm up. Lift your chest, lift your chin. Then for twisted child's pose, thread your right arm underneath your left, lower down onto your right shoulder, right ear. You can stay here or bring your outer left hand to your outer right hip for a slight bind. Tone your abdomen in towards your spine. Turn in your upper body to the left. Stay here, or like plank pose, straighten your left leg, toes curled on the floor. Stay here, or to challenge your balance, lift your left leg to hover above the floor. Keep toning your abdomen in and turn in your chest. Lower your left toes, lower your left knee, lower your left hand to the floor in front of your face, and then press up to tabletop. Surprise. Surprise challenge, that is. All right. Lift your left arm twist to the left, lift your chest, lift your chin. Then thread your left arm underneath your right, lower down onto your left shoulder, left ear. You can keep your right hand as it is, or bring it around your back and place your outer right hand to your outer left hip. Turn in your chest to the right, tone your abdomen towards your spine. Oh, so dirty, this dog. Stay here like plank pose, straighten your right leg, toes curled. Tone your abdomen in, or lift your right leg to hover above the floor. Keep toning your abdomen, turning in your chest. Lower your right toes, lower your right knee, lower your right hand to the floor in front of your face and press up to hands and knees. Then press back down up. Step your right foot in between your hands. And if your foot lands further back, you can hold your ankle and help it forward. Lower your back knee to the floor. You can fold the long edge of your mat over for padding or use a blanket. Place your hands to your hips and lift your torso. Squeeze your back knee toward your front heel and squeeze your inner thighs in. Point your elbows back. Push your hands down and lengthen the sides of your torso just like you did in your child's pose from earlier. Then like your back bend, move your shoulders back, shoulder blades in, and then lift your chest. Lengthen your spine. Stay here, or sit your hips down and forward a little more, but keep the push of your hands and the length of your spine. Keep the awareness of your breath. Stay in your lunge. Inhale, lift your arms out and up. Exhale, lower your hands to the floor. Down dog. Step your left foot in between your hands. Help it along if you need to, and then lower your back knee to the floor. You can do whatever's comfortable in your back foot. You can also pad your front knee. There's a lot of pollen here right now in Arizona. Place your hands to your hips, lift your torso. Squeeze your back knee toward your front heel. Squeeze your inner thighs in. Point your elbows back, squeeze your shoulders in. Push your hands down and use the push of your hands to lengthen your spine. Lift your chest. Do or don't, sit your hips down and forward. Keep pressing your hands, lengthening your spine. Place your awareness on your breath so that you know if and how you're breathing. Stay in your lunge. Inhale, lift your arms out now. Exhale, lower your arms down. Down, down. Bring your feet together. Spread your fingers wide. Grip the floor with your fingertips. And if you remember that down dog that we did earlier with the bent knees, widen your feet hip width apart and then do that again. So that's going to be the place that you go after your plank pose. It's a sort of a momentum type movement. It'll warm up your legs and your shoulders. Grip the floor with your hands. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, bent knee down dog. Keep going. Inhale, plank. You can do knees on the floor. Exhale, bent knee down dog. Keep moving, keep breathing. You can also do this, plank knees down to child's pose instead. Tone your abdomen in. Keep your head to the height of your shoulders so it's not dropping at any point. And keep gripping the floor with your hands. The next time you're in down dog, straighten your legs, stay there. You can also opt for knees bent. You can also opt for child's pose. Inhale, shift forward, plank pose, knees on or off the floor. Exhale, lower down. Uncurl your toes. Slide your hands back so that your hands are more in line with your middle ribs, but keep your fingers spread like down dog. Lift your shoulders just like when your hands are on your hips and squeeze your shoulders on your back. Push your feet down, tailbone down, abdomen in, then lift your head and chest up for cobra pose. We did a lot of stuff in the hands, so see if you can keep your hands lighter and your chest brighter. Extend through the base of your skull to lengthen your spine. Lower down. Child's pose. You can do knees together or knees apart. You can do arms out in front of you or arms by your sides. If you can, rest your forehead on something. Place your hands out in front of you if they're not already. Down dog. Lift your gaze towards your hands. Step or hop your feet forward. I like to tiptoe. When you get there, line up your feet evenly. Fold over your legs and bend your knees as much as you need to connect your ribs and your thighs. You can have your hands forward or on either side of your feet. You can look down or in towards your shins. Place your hands to your hips. Squeeze your shoulders on your back and with your inhale, stand up. Exhale, arms by your sides, mountain pose. Stay with your feet together. In front of you, interlace your hands, turn your palms to point forward. Lift your chest, lift your chin. Stay here, lift your arms overhead so that your upper arms are more in line with your ears. Lean back into your heels and move the sides of your ribs back. Keep that, lift your chest, lift your chin, move your upper arms back, and push into your hands to lengthen the entire sides of your body, from heels of feet to heels of hands. Gently release your arms out to the side. Stay with your feet hip width apart or a little wider, and turn your toes straight ahead. Place your hands to your hips and point your elbows back. I'm actually going to turn to the side for this one, you don't have to. Keeping your upper arms roughly where they are, interlace your hands. Keeping your upper arms roughly where they are, meaning not dropping them. Keep them lifted. Do or don't, begin to straighten your arms. Pull your hands apart to encourage your shoulder blades together. Lift your chest, lengthen your spine, inhale. Exhale, bend your knees a little, fold over your legs. Bring your ribs and thighs together and lift your hips. Reach your knuckles up towards the ceiling and beyond the back of your head. It's okay for your neck, you can nod your head yes. and shake your head no. But stay strong in your legs. If your legs are straight, even lift your kneecaps. And keep reaching up through your hands, up through your shoulders. Stay folded, gently release your arms, lower your fingertips to the floor. If you're not at the front of your mat, get there, step back down back. Place the inner edges of your feet together. Wiggle your heels side to side to lengthen your down dog about 3 inches. And then look at your left hand. Spread your left fingers, index fingers forward and roll to the outer edge of your left foot. Then everybody step your right foot in front of your hips, probably a couple of feet so that your shin is straight up and down, and place your top hand to your hip. Grip the floor with your left hand, index knuckle down. Push your feet into the floor to lift your hip into your hand, and then turn in your chest to the right. Stay here or extend your top arm toward the ceiling. This is a variation on side plank. It's also a really great way to strengthen your arms and open your hips. Lower your top hand to the floor. Down dog, feet together, stay long in your dog. Look at your right hand, fingers spread, index fingers forward. Roll to the outer edge of your right foot. Step your left foot forward so your shin is straight up and down, and place your left hand to your hip. Look at your right hand, sometimes a visual helps. Grip the floor with your fingertips, push your index knuckle down so your wrist is supported by the strength of your hand. Push your feet down, lift your hips into your hand. Turn across your chest to the left so you're sideways. Do or don't, extend your top arm up. Lower your top hand to the floor. Down dog. Shift forward plank pose with your knees on or off the floor. Hold in plank or do one push-up. Down dog. That's the sequence. Plank, push-up or not. Down dog between. Keep moving, keep breathing. You can do knees on floor. You can do child's pose instead of down dog. You can skip this all together and lie on the front of your body. That's where we're going to end up anyway. The next time you're in plank pose, lower all the way down. Uncurl your toes. Straighten your arms by your sides. Scratch that. I changed my mind. Bring your forearms out in front of you. Swing your left forearm so it's parallel to the top edge of your mat. Bend your right knee and catch your right foot with your right hand. Bring your heel to your hip. If you need to, you can push your knee into the floor and lift your hip to your heel. Then keeping that, lower your right hip to the floor. Point your fingers back towards your knee. Return your fingertips forward over your toes. Squeeze your thighs in. Press your forearm down. Lift your chest. For a bonus challenge, you can lift and straighten your left leg. Gently release your right foot. Lower your right forearm. Walk your forearms out and rest your forehead to your forearms. Walk your forearms back in. Swing your right forearm parallel to the top edge of your mat. Bend your left knee. Catch your left foot with your left hand. Bring your heel to your hip, and when that stops working, you can lean to your right, dig your left knee down, and then push your hip to your heel. Then keeping hip and heel together, lower your left thigh and hip to the floor. Point your fingers back towards your knee, or pivot your fingers forward over your toes. It's way more of a demand on your left shoulder and your brain. The logistics of things is difficult when you turn your fingers more forward. Squeeze your inner thighs in, press your tailbone down, push your forearm down, and then lift your chest. If you did on the first side, lift your right leg, straighten and strengthen it. Release your legs. Walk your forearms out. Rest. Bring your arms by your sides. You can do this with hands on your hips, similar to that monkey lunge from earlier, or interlace your hands behind you. Wherever you are, keep your elbows bent for the moment, squeeze your shoulders on your back. Keeping your upper arms roughly where they are, begin to straighten your arms. Use the reach of your hands to lift your chest up. I actually like toes down for this variation, but you are welcome to lift your legs up. In all cases, press your tailbone and abdomen in, lift your wrists, lift your shoulders, and stretch your chest forward. Lower down. Rest for a moment. You can rest on one cheek, or you can make a pillow for your face with your hands. If you're on one cheek, switch sides. Place your palms to the floor. Press up and back to down dog. Place the inner edges of your feet together, please. Wiggle your heels side to side to lengthen your down dog by about 3 inches. Separate your left fingers, grip the floor with your left hand, and roll to the outer edge of your left foot. Stack your ankles or step your top foot forward, lift your right arm up. Push your left hand down and out, tone your abdomen in. Keep your left shoulder back, turn your chest to the right, and then stretch out in all directions. Lower your top hand to the floor, down dog, stay long in your dog. Like a Dotson. Really bad joke. Spread your fingers wide and point your index finger straight ahead. I just tell myself jokes here. Since I'm at home so much more, I tell myself jokes and the animals jokes. They're getting worse. All right, roll to the outer edge of your right foot. Hopefully this pose will be better than my jokes. Keep your ankles stacked or not. Lift your left arm up. Whew. Grip the floor with your right hand, index knuckle down, and then even push your right hand down and out. Lift your hips up. Tone your abdomen in, and then stretch in all directions through your feet, your hands, your head. Lower your top hand. Lift your gaze towards your hands. Step or hop your feet forward. Again, bend your knees enough to bring your bottom ribs and thighs together. Keep your ribs and thighs connected. Lift your hips up and fold in whatever way you wish. Even clasp your elbows, sort of sway side to side in case your shoulders are sore. From that shoulder, back bend, arm balance sequence. Place your hands to your hips. Squeeze your shoulders on your back and with your inhale, stand up. Exhale, arms by your sides, Tadasana, mountain pose. Stay with your feet together, please. It's gonna seem like I forgot one side. I didn't, it's on purpose. Lift your arms overhead. Place your palms together, hook your thumbs. Sit your weight into your heels, move your ribs back, lift your chest, move your upper arms back. Inhale, get as tall and long as you can. And exhale, lean your torso to the left, crescent pose. Keep your weight in your heels, move your left shoulder more forward. Push your heels down, lift your chest, and stretch through your fingers. Come back up. Lower your arms out to the side and swing your left arm underneath your right. Hold your shoulder blades. Walk your hands and lift your chest up. Stay here or bring the backs of your hands or your palms together. This is eagle arms. You will see them again later. Lift your chest, lengthen your spine. And then reach your arms out to the side, up overhead. Place your palms together, hook your thumbs. Lean back into your heels, move your ribs back, upper arms back, and with your inhale, stretch up. Exhale, lean your torso to the right. Move your right shoulder blade more forward. Push into your heels. Lift your chest, lift your chin, and stretch through your fingers. Inhale, come back up. Stretch up. Exhale, lower your arms off to the sides and bring your right arm under. Hold your shoulder blades. Walk your hands in, lift your chest. Stay here, bring the backs of your hands or your palms together. Eagle arms other side. Try your elbows slightly down. Lift your chest into your upper arms. Lengthen your spine. Feeling release your arms out to the side, up overhead, turn your palms in. And with your next inhale, stretch up through all 10 fingers, including your thumbs. Exhale, lower your arms down. Okay. If you have, I moved my props inside. If you have a block or something block-like, I'm gonna use this candle, it's not lit. Place that on the right back corner of your mat and then turn to face the other long edge and stand in the middle. Place your fingertips in front of your chest, bend your knees. Step or hop your feet wide, arms parallel to the floor, and then widen your ankles underneath your wrists. Turn your right foot open to the right. You won't need your block-like item yet. Bend your right knee a little. Lengthen your spine. And for triangle, Trikonasana, reach to the right. Lower your right hand to the floor or your block-like prop. Lift your top arm up. On all straight legs, lift your kneecaps from your thighs. Move. Realize now I'm not mirroring you, so do as I say, don't mirror me. Move your right outer hip in, turning your chest to the left, and stretch through all of your limbs, through your feet, through your hands, and even lengthen your spine by stretching your head away from your hips. All right, leave your block-like prop where it is. Bend your front knee. Lift your torso, warrior two. Keep your arms parallel to the floor, that's wrists in line with shoulders. Push into your back foot. Widen your front knee to point towards your middle toe. And then stretch from your inner right thigh through your inner right knee. Lift your chest. Stretch your fingers. Lengthen your spine. Okay. Now bring your left hand to your hip. Lower your right hand to the floor or your prop. And then for half moon, look beyond your right foot. Step your back foot forward. Bring your hand or your block more forward. Lean into your right hand and lift your back leg up. With your hand still on your hip, turn your hips to the left. Then do or don't, extend your top arm up. On all straight legs, lift your kneecaps from your thighs. Tone your abdomen in and like your triangle pose, stretch in all directions. Bend your standing leg, step back, warrior two. Straighten your front leg, turn your front toes in. Place your fingertips in front of your chest, bend your knees, and step or hop your feet together. Okay. If you use your prop, place it on the other side. Step to the middle of your mat, facing the long edge of your mat. Place your fingertips in front of your chest. Bend your knees. Step or hop your feet wide, arms parallel to the floor. Then widen your ankles underneath your wrists. Heels the widest part of your feet. Trikonasana, triangle pose first. Turn your left foot open to the left. With your knees slightly bent, lean your torso to the left. Place your hand on the floor or your prop outside of your shin. Straighten your top arm toward the ceiling. On all straight legs, lift your kneecaps from your thighs. Move your left outer hip in to open the front of your hips more. Push your bottom hand down, top arm up, and then turn across your chest to the right. Take an inhale in. And with your exhale, get as big as you can in your pose. Press through your feet, stretch through your hands, lengthen your spine. Leave your prop where it is, bend your front knee, lift your torso, warrior two. Widen your left knee, shin vertical, push into your right foot. Tone your abdomen in, stretch your hands apart, lift your chest and lengthen your spine. Okay, bring your right hand to your hip. Place your hand to your prop, then look beyond your left foot. Step your back foot in about halfway. Bring your hand or your prop to the floor, forward and a little to the left of your foot, front foot. Lean forward, lift your back leg. With your hand still on your hips, stack your hips, extend your top arm up. On all straight legs, lift your kneecaps from your thighs. Press your tailbone in, abdomen in. Then stretch in all directions, through your feet, your hands, your head. Bend your standing leg. Step back, warrior two. Straighten your front leg. Turn your front toes in. Place your fingertips in front of your chest, bend your knees, step or hop your feet together. Okay. Move your prop out of the way. Step to the front of your mat. Inhale, lift your arms overhead, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold Uttanasana. With your fingertips on the floor or your shins, inhale, lift and extend, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold Uttanasana. Step your left foot back to a lunge. Lower your back knee to the floor. Place your hands to your hips, lift your torso. Okay. Reach your arms off to the side. If you don't have room, you can bring them a little forward. And then like your eagle arms again, bring your left arm underneath your right, hold your shoulder blades. Lift your chest. Stay here, or bring your palms together in front of your face. This is sort of the finale. You didn't get a demo, so you don't know what's coming. Squeeze your back knee toward your front heel, maybe you do. Squeeze your inner thighs in. Lift your chest, lengthen your spine, tone your abs. You can stay here, or curl your back toes under, lift your left knee away from the floor. Lean into your right leg, then step your left foot up and wrap it around, thigh over thigh, maybe foot behind calf. Eagle pose, Garudasana. Should be left arm under, left leg over. Squeeze your thighs and arms in, lengthen your spine. You can come out here or unwrap your left leg, step your left foot back, keep your left knee lifted, then lift your chest and begin to curl in your upper back to a slight back. Inhale, come back up. Release your arms out to the side, up overhead, and lower your fingertips to the floor. Step your back foot forward, fold over your legs. Inhale, lift and extend, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale. Inhale, stand up, arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, arms by your sides, Tadasana. Inhale, lift your arms out and up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift and extend, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold Uttanasana. Second side. Step your right foot back to a lunge. It's the monkey lunge variation first. Lower your back knee to the floor. Place your hands to your hips, lift your torso. Bring your arms off to the sides or a little forward. Then swing its right arm under, hold your shoulder blades. Stay here, bring the backs of your hands or your palms together. Squeeze your back knee toward your front heel, inner thighs in. Lift your chest, lengthen your spine. Stay here, or curl your toes under, lift your back knee so you're in a high lunge-ish shape. Lean a little forward, transfer your weight into your left leg. Step your right foot forward, lift your knee, and then cross right thigh over left, maybe foot behind calf. Sit your hips back, abdomen in. Lift your chest and lengthen your spine. You can come out from here and wait for us in child's pose. Or undo your right leg, step it back to a high lunge, keep your front knee bent, then lift your chest. Lengthen your spine and think up as you go back. Begin to curl in your upper back. Even reach through your fingertips. Come back up. Reach your arms out to the side, up overhead. Exhale, lower your arms down. This time step back down up. Lower your knees to the floor, child's pose. Make your way back onto your back. Draw your legs in, recline child's pose. You can roll side to side or just be still. Lower your feet to the floor. Walk your heels back towards your hips. Bring your arms by your sides and walk your shoulder blades and your upper arms in. Setu Bandha Sarvangasana. Look straight up for this one. If you need to look at something, come down first, then look. It's a little risky on your neck to turn your head. Lift your hips up. You can hold the outer edges of your mat with your hands or interlace your hands underneath you. Walk your upper arms and your shoulder blades in more. Squeeze your inner thighs in. Squeeze your heels back towards your shoulders and stretch the tops of your thighs out. Push your upper arms down, lift your chest. Lift your chin a little and let the back of your head be heavy. Gently release your hands, lower your hips. Widen your feet and let your knees rest in. You can bring your hands somewhere that brings you comfort. Bring your legs back to the bridge pose position again. Feet parallel to each other, hip width apart. Then keep your left leg on the floor. Draw your right leg in, and like you did at the beginning of class, interlace your hands behind your right thigh. Push your thigh into your hands and begin to straighten your right leg. Squeeze your inner thighs in. Stretch your right foot up. You can stay here. Please do not hold behind your knee. You can stay here, or if you can keep your head down, legs straight, bring your hand to your calf. Oh, and hips on the floor. So that's head down, legs straight, hips down. You can hold your calf. Same thing, if you can keep your head down, hips down, legs straight, hold your foot. This would be a reclined bowing stage. Squeeze your inner thighs in. Whether your hands are there or not, push your right thigh back, as in away from your torso. Reach through your right foot. And if you're holding your foot, you can use your hands to help lengthen your leg. No matter what you're holding, gently bend your right knee. Turn your right knee out and cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Stay here, come back here, or draw your knees in and interlace your hands behind your left thigh or around your left shin. A friend of mine recently asked about knee pain in this pose. So the way to mitigate knee pain is that number one, there are two ways to flex your foot. First way, draw your toes back towards your knee. Second way, move your outer foot towards your outer other knee. So it's toes back, outer foot back. If that still doesn't do anything, you can try clamping your right heel down toward your hip, as if you were doing a hamstring curl. Hopefully that helps. Gently release your legs. Keep your right foot on the floor, knee bent. Lift your left leg up and behind your thigh, interlace your hands. Everybody starts here for the moment. Squeeze your thighs in. Push your thigh into your hands. Reach for your left heel. If you can keep head down, hips down, legs straight, bring your hands to your calf. Calf, not knee. If you can keep your head down, hips down, legs straight, which takes a lot of honor system and self-accountability, you can hold your foot. Keep squeezing your thighs in. And whether your hand is there or not, reach your left thigh back. Not to be on straight in your leg, but just to bring a little bit more strength and stretch to your leg. Reach through your left foot, and if you're holding your foot, use your hands to help lengthen your leg. Rebend your left knee. Turn your knee out and hook your foot, ankle over your right thigh. Stay here or draw your legs in. Rest your head on the floor. So even if you don't have knee pain in this pose, do flex your left foot. But as a reminder, in the second side, pull your toes back towards your knee. Pull your outer foot towards your right knee so that you're flexing toes back and outer foot back. And then clamp your left heel toward your right hip as if you were trying to close your knee joint. It's a lot of work. See if you can keep that and soften your jaw. And soften around your eyes. And let your breath be smooth. interlace your legs. Lower your feet to the floor, move your knees side to side like windshield wipers. Draw your knees in, hold your shins, and allow your back to round. This is just a quick symmetrical pose before Shavasana. Then gently begin to straighten your legs. Settle in for rest. Nestle your shoulder blades underneath you. Let your body be soft and heavy. or to gently make your way out of Shavasana. Slowly begin to deepen your breath. of time, bend your knees and roll to one side. Rest your head on your arm. Your own way, your own time, gently help yourself back to a comfortable seat. Remember, you can use any prop you need, including the wall. Gently place your palms to your thighs or place your palms together from your heart. Take a moment to acknowledge your effort. And to greet yourself at the end of practice too. You know, for me, I always end up in a different place than when I started. Not better, not worse, just different. And something worth noticing. And deep honor and reverence to you. Namaste. Thank you all so much for being here. This is, I believe, video 9, and it's the second week of May. We are choosing to, at the brewery, stay as a to-go option only through the end of this month, and then we'll reassess in June. So we're open every day of the week. Come in, get some beer to go, do some yoga, wash your hands, do all the things, and stay tuned for what's coming. Thank you so much for being here. I so appreciate it.